listening to Hot Topics with Donna. And on this show, we do one thing: keep it real hot. That's honest, open, and transparent. If you didn't know, now you know. So sit back and unwind as we bring the vibe and a little bit of glorious sunshine to your heart, soul, and mind. Your lovely host, Hot Donna, will be with you in just a few moments. But while you wait, go ahead and set an atmosphere of peace in your space. If you can, cut the lights down low, get your hydration on, vibration zone. Cause tonight, you're about to receive some delicious food for your soul. Are you ready? 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 It's about to get You are indeed in the one and only place to be this evening. We appreciate you for joining us, and in just a few moments, we about to turn the heat all the way up. That's right. It's about to go down right now on Hot Topics with Donna. Show your virtual love by smashing that thumbs up and heart icon as many times as you can. And without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your host, the one and only Hot Donna.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in with Hot Topics with Donna. I am your host, Donna Taylor. I am so excited about tonight. And let me just go ahead and tell you right now, this outfit that I have on tonight is from a design from the designer that I'm going to be talking to tonight. So I ain't going to keep you guys long with my chit-chatting, but listen. Hot Topics with Donna stands for honest, open, and transparent. And that's what we do on here. A lot of times when I reach out to people, for an interview, there's like, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about you. It's all about you. It's all about showcasing what products you have, what milestone you have made in your life, what God has done in your life. And so that's what this platform is about. And honest, Hot Topics with Donna is just another way of a networking, if you will, and just showcasing people that are doing amazing things. Just ordinary people doing amazing things in their lives, in their community. So yeah, that's what this platform is about. And so, I always give you a word for my guest, but it also is for us. And the word that I chose tonight for this guest is fitting for him, and it's purpose. Purpose. And, when I choose words, it's because what the Holy Spirit gives me for each guest. And sometimes at that last second, he may say, no, do something different. But tonight, with this guest, the word that I chose for him is purpose. And I'm going to read you what it says. It says, whether then you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it to the glory of God. And that came from 1 Corinthians 10:31. And so it says, our purpose is to love God, abide in him, know him, and serve him. We just have to embrace it. It is simplicity at its finest. Too often we complicate the subject and go wandering in search of our lives' purpose. We already have an opportunity to live purposefully every single day. And this guest is totally living a purposeful life every single day. And so once we divulge into this, and you will see why I chose this word for him. And a lot of times, even with myself, sometimes we'd be like, well, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. And then you'd be like, Lord, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? But when we find that niche and we are doing great things, then we know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I got it. I got it. So I'm going to bring my guest on. So you guys just chime in. You know, the word is purpose. So just chime in so we can have some great dialogue tonight. So I'm going to invite my guest and then I will be back. All right, I have invited my guest. Thank you guys that's on tuning in tonight. Um, just say hello. Let me know you're here. And so I already sent my guest the invite, so I'm just waiting for him to accept it. And so, like I said, the word tonight is purpose. And sometimes, you know, in life, sometimes later in life, we don't always know our purpose. We don't always know. Hey, Rudy, we don't always know our purpose, but we just have to just ask God, what am I here for? Because, you know, I always say it would be a terrible shame to be, um, if you're on your phone, look down, it's a green icon, and all you do is accept the invite. If you're doing it on your phone, I know a lot of people have trouble doing it on iPads, but if you do it on your phone, there you go. Yeah. So a lot of people, you know, like I said, sometimes we wait later in life to find out what our purpose is. And so that's why sometimes we have to really seek, you know, God and say,
Hello.
dang, I should have did this. Lord, what is my purpose? Hey, boo boo.
Hello, hello. How are you?
So yeah, so the word that I chose today for you was
Hmm.
purpose. I always choose a word. And as I was going through your stuff and just writing down questions, and you know, even just from conversating with you, purpose
Uh-huh.
seems fitting for you.
Definitely, definitely. Purpose is definitely a fitting word.
Yes,
Moving here to Fayetteville, yeah, it definitely gives me purpose. And you're wearing some of it, looking fabulous, I must say. Thank you, thank you.
yes. So tell people who you are, tell them where you from, where you reside, and then
Okay.
um, we're just gonna.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Edward Elijah J. Wallace. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York, but I was raised here in the South, in Moore County. So I am from Moore County. I moved here to Fayetteville about 3 years ago to start over because Moore County was some rough living for me, but I am here, God, thank God willing, God, thank you, here in Fayetteville and have
Yeah,
started this wonderful life over. And here we are on Hot Topics with Donna. So here we go.
yeah.
Um, I am
And
I am
so,
a yes, I am a fashion designer, as you know, and as your audience may not know, I am a fashion designer. I
yes,
am the owner of Elijah J's Big City Boutique here
yes.
in Fayetteville. And also, I am do custom clothing. So anything you need, please let me know.
Yes. And so you had posted a quote because I looked through everybody's Facebook page, and your favorite quote was be good or be good
Well,
at it.
be good at it. Yes.
And I said to myself, that would be something he would say. That would be something he would say.
Definitely, definitely.
And the reason why I say that's something you would say is because whatever you do, even though you know we have fun, we clown, but you make sure you're doing exactly what you want to do, and you're good at what you're doing because you bring the energy when we have shows.
Yes, yes.
And
I'm here. I'm there for that. Like I love doing shows with y'all. Y'all are so beautiful. And so of course I gotta do my part. And
thank
as I grow as a designer, I'm looking forward to March and us ripping the runway in Virginia. So
yes
I'm
we
super,
are.
super happy about it.
So you know what, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna get to the questions, but that outfit that I wore, you know, the little bra, and the people was like, wow. And you know,
I
and
know that was different, right?
I saw you. And but you know who I am. You know who I am. And so that was truly out of my box.
Yeah. But you looked amazing, especially when you had on my custom made coat and you was like,
Yes. And when you said,
that
okay,
was it.
he's like,
That was it.
I was like, oh no about this. But when I put it on, I was like, yes, because
Did you
it was,
feel empowered? Did you feel empowered?
I did, and it was sexy, it was sexy. And I was just like, because I looked at some of my pictures and I was like, yeah, because
Yeah.
sometimes and me, I try to stay under the radar. I love
Yeah.
it like you and other designers that can put me in a garment and push me out of my box and still know that I can still rock this and still be tasteful.
And look beautiful at the same time. You looked amazing. When you put your clothes on, I was like, go Donna, go Donna. That's what's up.
But so you have this boutique, but let's talk about
Hmm.
because I want your boutique to be the last thing we talk about because I want people to be able to know where you're at. So I didn't know. I saw that I didn't know you was modeling professional, and so I was like, oh, okay. So when did you start? What made you decide that I have what it takes to be a male model?
It was, you know what? It was coincidence, really. Okay. My mother was a model, a real
Mm-hmm.
high fashion model from New York.
Right.
And after modeling, she moved here. I had thought about it, as I was younger, but I was thinking like too short. You know how every model thinks, too short, I'm
Yeah.
this, too fat. I was chunky, so I was like too chunky, this, that, and the third. But after some long debate, we went to meet, and I was married. My husband's name was Jermaine Austin,
Mm-hmm.
so we went to the fair one day, me and some of our friends, and
Right.
we were young. We were young. I was about 21 at that time. And we
Right.
were very young. And it was this lady. Now she pulled up. Now she was free. She was beautiful, but she
Mm-hmm.
was free. She had her afro blowing in the wind. Her hair was loose. She had her bohemian clothes, her long skirt, and she had a drop top Corvette when she pulled up.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
now we had jokes or whatever, but as we got to strolling around at the fair site, this same lady walked
Mm-hmm.
up to us and she said, hello, excuse me, my name is da 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 da. And she pulled out these cards. She was like, y'all got what it takes. I need
Right.
you at a model call here in Raleigh tomorrow. Here's the address, here's the number. I need to see y'all there because y'all really got it. Don't miss out now. And we were just,
So your husband modeled too.
no, no, no. She didn't actually ask my husband, but she asked me, my best friend, and my cousin. My
Okay.
cousin and my best friend were both very tall.
Okay.
So, and of course, I made their clothes so they look nice. You know what I mean? But it was just amazing. Like it was just one of those things where you really don't judge a book by its cover, and it
Right.
was a total shock. But okay, so we went home and we talked about it extensively all night. But everybody wanted me to drive, and I didn't have my driver's license at that point. And I was like, I'm not going to chance it because I got a good thing going on. I ain't getting no trouble. So we wound up not going.
Right.
Long story short, moved here 3 years ago. Oh my God, life had done so many flips. My husband has unfortunately passed away now.
Wow.
Yeah, but I had went through so much just in Moore County in general. So after I got out of prison, I came here
Mhm.
to start over,
Right.
and
Right.
I was huge. I was like 300 pounds, but and homeless. But I was working for a lady at the co-working. The co-working is where you have like a small office space for cheap
Right.
when you don't have an office. So I was
Right.
doing these odd jobs, trying to get myself together and get me back on my feet or whatever. And I had started 7 days out of prison. I had started a new store, Mafanikio African Goods Store. My African stuff you wearing. So
Right.
I knew that business was going to be big, and I knew it was going to grow, but I knew it was not going to grow in Moore County like I wanted it to.
So people may not know I reside in Moore County, so I hate that you're not here, but I still get to see you. But
Mhm.
And a lot of times, you know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times Moore County don't have opportunities for African American people.
No,
It
it doesn't.
comes to fashion,
Mm.
or when it comes to,
And it's more, it's a little racist. It's a little racist in Moore County. You know what I mean? I'm sure you have been through some things.
yeah, and
So
so
yeah, and I went through a lot.
right, and so when you was here in Moore County, how, I mean, because you know, a lot of times people don't accept, you know, the gay community. Was that an issue, or is just
Uh,
you trying to
yeah,
emerge, be a designer as well?
yeah. It definitely was an issue. I mean, like, you know, half of my childhood, I didn't go to school. I fought all day, every day because of that. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate because that does carry on into your adult life.
Yes.
And so, you know, some things don't work out as they should. But you know, thank God, I have gone wiser and gotten through those things. As I told you, I moved here to Fayetteville, and when
Yeah.
I was working for that lady at the co-working, there was a modeling company in there. And I
Oh,
really wanted to introduce my new business to the modeling company. I was like, she got a modeling company. I have dope clothes, you know, boom, boom. You know, it's just a win-win. So I went in there, I walked in there, and I introduced myself. And so it just happened to be Jennifer Baker and Paris Harris, the
mm-hmm.
famous fashion guy. So I was like, I was blown away because they were like, I went to introduce myself in my business, and they was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, that's fine and well, and we would love to do that, but you are gorgeous. You should model. And I'm looking at them like, are you serious? Because I'm like, I'm fat. I got on like a 4X t-shirt. I had my hair is long, but it's all over the place. And
Right,
I'm
right.
just looking rough. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there doing like my job. But I thought about it. I thought about it. Of course I thought about it. I said, now this is the second time. So I thought about it. So
So,
I
we,
was living in look,
hey, please
I'm
let's say us.
living in the shelter and I get a job at Chipotle. I get a job at Chipotle. So I eat myself down to this
So
from
let's
4X to
so
medium.
let's back up some. Once you got out of prison, when you was in prison, were you working on becoming a designer? Were you already preparing yourself for this business when you came out while you were in? Or did they just start emerging
I
once you
was no, I had a business. I had Elijah J's was a storefront
got
in Aberdeen before.
oh,
I did really good, really, really good, like really good.
I did every day. I might have seen that store. Where at?
It was a funny story. It was actually, you know where Aldi is? There used to be an old hotel there. I forget the name of it. Big white hotel.
It may be before my time because it's still like it's the Aldi's, and then you know it's Motel 8, and then it's a hotel across the street now.
Yeah, no, right there. It was I guess like, it was a very nice hotel. It was a whole lot nice. I can't remember the name of it though.
Okay.
But actually, they had turned that hotel into rental offices. So they had like the first couple of offices.
I do because it was
Had,
like the rental office kind of looked like a horseshoe, kind of like
yes,
had different suites in it. Got it.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So I had that's where my business was, and I had one of the big ones at the front, one of those big picture windows. I could put all the stuff up in there. It
Yes.
was everything. Oh my God, I love my store so much. Then I had
So,
like my grandma went to Africa and I had all these pictures on the door from, and I
mhm.
told a story. Like I had people break out in hives. I had people start crying. I had a whole crowd start cheering. Like I did my thing and everything. Like I loved
But
it.
so people in so when did it not work out for you because of the location and being in Moore County?
Actually, I wanted to move here to Fayetteville. And I actually had moved here. I was a personal stylist that had
Mm-hmm.
taken off very well. But I used to drink really bad. So I had a public intoxication charge that I needed to handle and down there. So I came down there and I was locked up the day before court for another charge that I knew nothing about until 3 days later after my incarceration.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And so, do you think, and I know you'll get it, but do you think being incarcerated made you a better person versus,
Definitely, because
because sometimes, you know, I've had friends that say being locked up saved their life.
I wouldn't say it saved my life. It definitely was some time that I didn't need it taken away from me. It was involuntary, of course,
Right.
but at the same time, I made use of it. I when I came home from prison, I had 6 certifications. So yeah, six
Wow.
certifications. That was my whole. That's all I did. The first prison that I was in, somebody got murdered every day. So I had to stay there for it was 90 days. I had to stay there before I could transfer to a prison that had school. And
Right.
so I did that 90. Lord have mercy. I got through it. But it was really hard. And Donna, that was something you don't ever want to go through. But I got through it, and then I was able to get to Wilmington. Excuse me, my house phone is ringing. And then I was able to go to school, and I met this guy that he had a brochure from one of the companies that I use at my business, and then he was like, "Yo, I want to start me a whole African this and that," and I was like, "It's funny you saying that, because then we started vibing and talking, and what's crazy, I had started experiencing sciatica. I had never experienced sciatica before. And
Nerve.
he was the guy that would help me around because I couldn't walk.
And you know what? I'm dealing with that now, boo.
That's not fun.
It's not. Crystal says she can't wait to work with me. She's the one that's in Virginia.
I know where Janice, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of feedback. I don't know why. But do you know Mario Vampo? He's on here. He lives in Southern Pines. You know him?
Mario Vampo. I know
Yeah.
Mario Vamper.
No, he's on. But so now you have all these certifications. What was the pivoting point in your life that you knew you wanted to succeed at all costs?
Just knowing who I was before all this false accusation and me going to prison, just like knowing that I was a nominee for the Inc. 5000. The Inc. 5000 is a huge prestigious award for one of the fastest growing businesses in America.
Wow.
So, yeah, just even getting that in my email and just knowing that I had that potential to, and then what I started from like 3 pairs of shoes and 2 dresses. Before that, my store was huge. I was selling African stuff, this, that. I had all kind of stuff. It was just amazing. And so I knew that, I wanted to continue on that path. And then, like, I had made clothes before, and people always bought them. I never had any left over. And so I was just like, fashion design is definitely something, that stays on my mind. And then
Yeah.
when, like, what really did it? Like, I was already doing stuff, but the pandemic really, yeah, because I really just was like, I want to get to it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like people was like, you actually really have a whole line of clothing here. You don't realize it, but you do. And I was just like, okay. And it started evolving. It started to a thing. And now when I was in that TV show, I would design my own clothes. And so it was some celebrities in that show. Now they want me to design for them. And I've already done some work for a celebrity hairdresser. So today I just shipped off a custom piece.
Cleveland said he loves us, and he said he needs you to be his stylist. And you know,
Cleveland is a mess. I love him.
yeah, I do too. I love him. I'm wearing one of his Elwood designs. Yes. But you know what? I'm telling you, when I put this on the first time, I was like, "Ooh, this kind of so." But when I went out there, it gave me life.
It was on, wasn't it?
Oh, and you know the funny thing is, and you know when we did the last show, you gave it to me. I was like, oh yeah, I get to wear this. And then you said, no, it's yours, boo. And I was like, oh my God. And so I just thank you because you're who you are. You don't change. I think we got a little too hyped this last show, but
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
you know what? And partly, if Cleveland's still on here, you know it's Cleveland's fault.
With them grades.
Yes, it was Cleveland's fault. It's them on Cleveland. So the design you have on now, is that one of yours as well?
No, this is actually one of the pieces I had bought for myself to wear for that television show that I used to be in.
Hmm.
Yep, one of my favorites.
And so now that you have all this, and so are you signed with PLA?
I am. I have been signed to TLA since last Jonice's her first.
Really, really. And so what does it take to get signed, or how do they pick, the models that they want to be a part of their, agency?
I think for Miss Bridges, I think it took her like getting to see like who I was, and then I don't think at first she knew I was over 40. Everybody doesn't know that I'm 45. So everybody thinks I'm like 20 something or 30 something, but I am actually 45. And I did not know that TLA, well, the specific group that I joined was all for models over 40. And
I didn't.
Miss Bridges got an opportunity to see me perform and cut up last year. I really cut up last year, but and we just got to talking, just built a rapport, and I started talking to her more, and because I am Diamond was one of my models. I have a $10 modeling company, and Jonice.
Okay.
And so they're both TLA models also. And I got to inquiring about the Lingale agency and where it was based from and what they do and how to, because like as a model, like it's fun and dandy to rip for people, but you really want to get some compensation for that, because like I know for me, like the traveling and doing all that, like it would be nice to get some compensation or some kind of incentive. And so TLA has a lot of paid jobs. And most of them are based in Atlanta, which I'm planning on bouncing to in a few. But yeah, I love them. And, like they do stuff like
I might need to check it out because Jonice had told me about it before. Because a lot of times people think I'm young, but I'm not 64, dude. Like,
I know, and I was like, I thought you was a TLA model too, but you need to get up in there.
Yeah.
They got because like they really have a lot of great opportunities. Like we have a group chat, and it is amazing, like super amazing. Like the stuff that they be doing is amazing.
Wow. And so how often do you have to travel to Atlanta to do things with them?
Oh my God, I should live there as much stuff goes on. Like seriously, like. If I was there, like I would probably be on TV every day. You would be looking at me on TV on probably 2 different shows every day.
Wow. Do you ever think you'll relocate?
I'm moving at the first of the year, honey. Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm preparing to do now. I have a boutique here in Fayetteville, but unfortunately, I think I am going to close the doors because, being a boutique owner, is stressful, and I have a lot of different things that I do: fashion design, modeling, a natural hair care, and I do have a space in my home where I can do all of those things in the
Right.
back, and just having that extra space is too much, and I don't want to like go into the process of having to get employees right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm still in school for fashion design at Parsons School of Design in New York. And so that is huge to me because, I'm from New York and I definitely want to, graduate with honors from Parsons because Parsons is huge.
And it would
And
be awesome
go
that
ahead and finish with my hair care.
to show them like, wow, here I am. This young boy from New York coming back.
Yeah, and then I have like, when I go out, like I share my story vividly on Facebook. And a lot of people say, you know what, you inspire me so much. You know what I'm saying? Just like, so that's like, I gotta keep it going. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if I could help one person from like the pain and the struggle that I've been through, then it's all worth it.
And Edward, that's what Hot Topics is about. People being honest, open, and transparent. Because we can put these masks on, and people don't see the real us. You know,
Right. That's so correct.
and you because only because you was incarcerated, that wasn't the end, and you can give other people hope and say, hey, if I can do it, then you can come out and do the same thing.
Exactly. And I actually was in a program called Inmates to Entrepreneurs that they open up free entrepreneurship training, not only for people that are ex-offenders, but for everyday people such as yourself. And so if you want to take the Inmates to Entrepreneurs program, it is an 8-week program. It's self-paced and it's online. It's provided by Brian Hamilton. Brian Hamilton is a millionaire from Raleigh, and
Mm-hmm.
he has started the Inmate to Entrepreneurs program to not only help inmates when they got out of prison to get jobs, but start their own businesses with under $300.
Wow. So and so I did see that it was on your website. Start them up, BrianHamilton.org.
Start, starting you,
So anybody that want to start a business or whatever kind of business, he's gonna teach you how to start. Well, I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
going to that because I thought it was thing that you had put on. But that's a great thing for people to know because sometimes you learn from trial and error.
yeah,
And so I'm learning from
yeah.
error, but I think people like you that push me, encourage me. So I'm growing. I am definitely growing. I looked at my thing for November and I was like, yes, this is good. But let me ask you about your
Right.
podcast. You do a podcast, but you do it like a
hmm
recording.
Yeah, it is a recording. It's the evolution of Elijah. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm,
times, like I'll be like on set somewhere, and
mm-hmm,
like I really don't. You know what I'm saying? We probably getting ready, and I don't want to have to like record. You know what I'm saying? While we're getting ready, but we might be close to each other, and it might be like a celebrity hairdresser or celebrity themselves, and we're just sitting there gabbing anyway. And I'm just like, well, come on, let's like do the podcast. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? Or like we could just be having a casual conversation and it come up because there's a lot of people like, I want to interview, you know what I mean? And then like, it's just quicker and I like the platform. I want to
Yeah.
get into the video aspect of it like you, but I have not got there yet. And I'm really enjoying it.
Every time I come home, I am nervous. Especially Nita is on here. That's my other girl. That's my big sister. I love her. But when I start doing this, let me tell you, I was so nervous, and I still get nervous. But you know what? I trust God, and I know what He told me to do. And that's why, since I started this platform,
Right.
I have been booked from the first time I started. Oh, and that's And that's because I'm persistent and I try to be persistent. And sometimes I don't always get it right. I miss the mark sometimes. But you know what? I get my critiques from my friends that watch, and you know what? It helps me to be a better person. Because it's not easy coming out here every week.
Amen.
And sometimes I do twice a week. Sometimes I do 3 times a week. But I'm just excited that you're on this platform. So let me ask you about your LGBTQ, you the CEO for that. How
Hearts
did that?
Place. So the LGBTQ Hearts Place is my forming nonprofit that I started here in Fayetteville about 2 years ago. I wanted to have a LGBTQ center here in Fayetteville because there is not one here, and there is just a lot of language that just needs to be heard here in Fayetteville and surrounding counties about just LGBT people in general. We are people, we help build this community. We work in this community as council members, business owners, and a whole bunch of other different high level things. And so that needs to be recognized and appreciated. And there needs to be some equality and some services out here for people in the LGBT community. And so my organization, what I wanted to do is first get my 501c nonprofit organization going up and running, get me a good board of members. But I do have some great partner organizations, the Latinos for Progress, Fayetteville Pact, and Butterflies and Pearls. So Butterflies and Pearls is the mental health aspect of it. People that come into the program that need any mental health, or substance abuse, domestic abuse. Then we have the Latinos United for Progress. They are here for people that come in that are Hispanic and need bilingual services so that we can be able to communicate with them and get their needs and services that they need. And so we want to help people that have been homeless, displaced because of whatever, you know what I'm saying, domestic violence or just because of, you know, life changes in general, and just have some temporary sheltering and then try to help them get them back on their feet and some food and some clothes and everything, you know what I mean? And so then the mental health aspect of it. So we want to have some services for them if they need something, they're going through something or have been through something. We want to have that in place because, you know, that is first. You know what I'm saying? You take care of that and, you know, a lot of things can fall into place and you can get stable again, get back on your feet and get back out into the world where you need to be.
Well,
So
I will give you the link that I went to get my 501c3. And it's inexpensive. It's not the whole form that, you know, they usually pay $400, $800. I pay $275 for it to get my 501c3.
Okay, the short form. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so, and I mean, because, you know, like, when you're starting off, you know, you want to start off big, but when you still have a window to work with, once you start with the window until you grow, and when you grow and your capital grows, that's when you can file for the bigger one.
The big one, right?
Yeah, but
I definitely had some quandaries with it because I have heard, you know, there's this and then there's this and there's this and it's just like, okay, then I'll be busy a lot, as you can tell. I'm all over the place, and I still did a lot of designing for celebrities. I'm making my own clothing line in the midst of everything while I'm going to these different schools. I work as an alteration specialist at David's Bridal.
right.
God has blessed me to stay busy. So
do you have your EIN number for your company name so nobody can take your name? Okay.
I do.
So let me ask you on another note. I saw on November the 8th, did you have a sister that passed away, or was she a close friend? Tamar Presley.
Say that again.
Tamar Presley.
Oh yes, she was a very close friend of mine that died in a car accident.
Wow. And then you spoke of your late husband. Was that recently? I was like, did I miss
about 3 years ago.
So how do you handle that?
Staying busy.
Like me?
I have yeah, I have a memoir. I have a memoir of him hanging on my living room wall. We used to buy each other like all these crazy stuff for every anniversary. And one anniversary, I bought him this African medicine man inside of a shadow box,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of big, so I got it right here. And like, I don't know, to me, that's him every day. So
Oh, right. And then, because, like you, I lost my husband too. And so, like you stay busy. And then when you have that downtime, then your mind is like, and then I will find myself crying, like I'll be like happy one minute, and then you like, and then you overwhelmed. So, so how do you, when you get to
but
that place?
I kind of like, I feel him. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, I feel him sometimes. So I don't know. And then like, I live alone, so usually my house is like very quiet. I'm in here learning or sewing or reading or learning or sewing. Like either like most of the time I'm sewing, like, and I'm just in here quiet. You can hear a pin drop.
Right.
But I don't know.
Well, on November the 5th, you wrote this post. It says, not everyone gets the same version of me. One person might tell you I'm amazing, so another person would say I am cold-hearted asshole. Believe them both on this recording.
That is so true. That is so true because like I am like, I don't know, people come at you with some crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you have to be ready for a crazy reaction when you know better.
And and just like I tell people all the time, and I am an easygoing person, but if you push me, and I tell people, you might not know which person gonna come out, because you try to not be the same. You try to grow. You know how God is letting you grow. But
Exactly.
I say that old doctor rise up again, and you don't never know what you might get if she come forth. So I think
That's true.
me because you don't know what kind of day I'm having, so you got to make sure you don't have mishandle me.
Exactly. Or what kind of life I'm having.
But you know what? People may look at you and say, "What do Elwood have to worry about?" He seemed like he got it going on. But like you said, you can't judge a book by its cover until you open it up and read the content.
That's right.
Okay? So who inspired you as a designer? What designer inspired you?
Oh my God. The French designer for Balmain, the black French designer for Balmain, I cannot remember his name right now off the gate, but I mean, it's just so many in general. Like, I wouldn't say it's just one, but right now, it is definitely him. And some people on my Facebook page, like Alex Holloman is dope. Um, there's a couple of them. Yeah.
And so, what do you enjoy designing? Or it doesn't matter. It just depends.
Everything, anything and everything. Like right now, I'm stuck on sweatsuits because like I can make a whole suit. So now I'm just making all different kind of like kinds and fabrics. I don't know if you can see like these pants back here,
Yeah, show us.
but like making like like these and like the jacket to go with it, and like but freaking the jacket, and then I have like, hold on, let me. Well, this is like a jacket that I'm making.
So you made that one?
Yeah, and then yeah, I made that. And then like I have this green. Hold on for.
Go ahead. So guys, I am talking to Edward, and he is a designer
So,
located in
so I
February.
have this like this right here. So I'm just be doing like different stuff.
And so what was that?
And I'm just watching it come out, and it's coming out. That's actually a nice suit, a nice two-tone color block suit. It's real different, like something I've never done before, and just working with some colors this time, some really bright colors, and not African print
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of things have been African print. So just
Mm-hmm.
doing something different, like with some basic colors, but not having it so basic.
Right. And so do your mom inspire you a lot to keep doing what you're doing?
Oh yeah, most definitely. My mom was always like a great dresser and say a beautiful lady and she modeled so and she's a constant source of inspiration. Yes, definitely. I just made her something for her birthday, which was on the 10th. Um,
Was it the outfit she had on her page? It was like an African kind of print.
no, no, no. Oh no, that was one of a thing that she had when we had a family get together. But no, it was actually some sparkly sequined number that She asked me for the fabric. She was like, "I hope you make me something out of the fabric." So I did.
So how often do you come back to Moore County?
Um, Maybe holidays, special occasions. Yeah, because I don't really care for it there.
But do you have family still in Moore County? Like, or just your mom?
Oh yeah, yeah. My mom lives there. My mom and my brother. I had a younger brother, but he unfortunately he just got murdered. But he had like 6 kids there. So yeah, everybody's there except for my big brother and his 10 kids.
Wow, wow. So what's next for you after you move from Fayetteville to Atlanta? Where do you see, God taking you now? Because He truly brought you from here to here.
I have no idea. Hopefully, a lot more acting, a lot more modeling. Like I said, I am going to be graduating hair school, so I want to delve into that more. I mean, just the entertainment industry. I'm going for that. I'm going for it. I mean, because it's a lot of opportunity there in that field, and I just want to see what I can do.
Well, you're amazing. So you proven it to yourself
Thank
from
you.
calculated to now. So that goes to show you have great purpose for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just booked a show with I've just booked a show with Nene, Rashida, and Carly Red of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm super excited about that coming up next year. So yeah,
So are you gonna design all the clothes for this show?
I'm going to be walking as an independent model with
Okay.
their boutiques, but I'm going to have on my clothing that I design.
Right. So that's awesome. So like, have you started working on your line for this show in March?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, make sure I have something.
Huh?
I said, make sure my outfit is, kind of.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But like I don't know if Nakia is still on here. Like I love her spirit because what I was telling her when she was at the fashion show, I didn't know who she was because she had that onesie. I didn't know. When she took it out, I was like, girl, I didn't even realize that was you. Because then I didn't know she had cut her dread.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just super excited, to see where you're going. I mean, you're just a good-hearted person. You really are. You just who you are. You don't try to
Thank
change
you.
this person to this person. You just, you just you.
Thank
And
you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
but it's about time for you to write the book to this to the platform.
I have been thinking about it. It's definitely time. It's definitely time.
Yes, it is. I am about finished with my memoir. Um, so I have one chapter left, and I'm working on that. So yeah, so hopefully, I'm just not gonna say hopefully by next year I
That's
will
what's up.
be author. So yeah, I'm just doing these things, just doing those things. So
That's what's up. That sounds so amazing. And you have your podcast doing big things.
yeah,
I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you. That's wonderful.
thank
And
you,
I'm
thank you.
looking forward to seeing you in March, so, on the runway.
Look, I hope we see each other before that. Are you doing the show in Southern Florida? You
I
know,
am. December the
Aisha,
5th.
Aisha Anderson.
I do. I've done her show before.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be walking in that show.
You're gonna be there too? Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
And you know what? This will be the first show ever that I've done in Southern Pines. So,
Really, you have to come and see me at my boutique because I got some brand new pieces that
yes,
I can't obviously can't wear them, so you can slay those in the show.
I need to find because I isn't she doing like an African theme? I think she's doing an African theme.
Yeah,
So
she have
I
a couple of different scenes. Yeah.
for me and my daughter. So I definitely have to come there to do that because I got to get my outfit together.
Okay.
Yeah. So what else you want us to know about you before we wrap this up?
I want everyone to know that, of course, I am a custom designer, so that is going to be my calling. If you need something custom, please hit me up. I have got some great, I don't want to show y'all everything, but I have got some great outfits, especially right now. For this fall winter season coming on, I have some great coats that are going to be adding to Eliesya J's website. Eliesya J's website is www.eliesya.com. I got a lot of great stuff on there already, as you may know, but it's going to be more custom, definitely a lot more custom. I have my own skincare and hair care brand called Eliesya in one, so definitely a lot more of that. I'm telling you about the different products that I have there. And of course, my clothing line, Lit Life.
And
Lit
you
Life has grown from me because of this experience that has happened to me as I started over.
I know, and look, I saw one wig you had, and I was like, I know, you can't get that wig. It's the one you had online. The wavy.
Mhm.
I,
Yes, just a lot of new things, just branching out.
are you gonna be there Saturday? Are you gonna be there Saturday?
Saturday at Whisper Pines.
No, at your shop on Saturday. This coming Saturday.
No. That's like I said. My store now is downtown, Fayetteville, but I
Okay.
will be closing its doors in a couple of days. So, because like I got a lot of new ventures going on, a new work from home job, and you know what I'm saying, it's just a lot of different trainings, a lot of education that I need to, and I cannot devote the time to it that I need to. So right now, I'm just gonna focus on what I need to do, and then like in the future, if I want to, then I will. But Eliesya J's online will definitely be available. You definitely can still book me for alterations, fittings, custom clothing. things like
Okay.
that. So I will still be around.
So, I mean, but if I call you, because you're going to have everything moved out by this weekend.
Probably tomorrow, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll hit you up to see where I can meet you Saturday because I do want to get two outfits for me and my
Yeah,
daughter.
I'm like I said, I have a setup here in my home. I
Okay.
got a setup here in my home where everything is all pretty here. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely come by.
You gonna have some hair there?
Hair? No, I don't have any hair. I sell out of hair. Hair don't last. Hair does not last. As soon as somebody find out you got some, they coming to get it.
That's crazy because I looked online. You had one piece, and I was like, "Yeah, I like that," but I know it's gone.
Yeah, I did, and I did. You know what? I had opened a Shopify store called Luxury Locks,
Mhm.
but you know, I had like too many irons in the fire, just too many things going on at one time. So I had to let that breathe for a minute. But you know, it'll be back. It's just gonna have to, you know, have a little breather right now. I do have some hair that I sell now. You know, like my website is a drop shipping site because obviously I cannot house all of
Mhm.
those wonderful things. So I do a lot of drop shipping. So
Right,
when you
right.
get something from our website, that means that I have found it from one of my great vendors that I've been working with for years, and they ship it directly from their manufacturer to you.
And we pay the price that you have.
Yeah, which is their price basically.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. But yeah, but I definitely need to see you because December's coming around too, and I haven't got no wardrobe together. Mm.
Okay, well, I definitely got some super cute pieces.
Do you have kids stuff?
Hmm?
You have kids clothing?
No, not at the moment. Not at
Okay,
the moment. I'm just online for now.
okay, okay. Just online. Okay, that sounds good. Well, I thank you, my friend. I can't wait to see you, but I hope we get together soon before then. Maybe Cleveland can join us. We can all do a photo shoot.
Yes.
'Cause, we're trying to do a photo shoot with Charlie Raleigh. So we're gonna do a Christmas photo shoot with Sheena. You remember Sheena, right? So we're thinking about doing a Christmas photo shoot. So
Yeah, Sheena Jones.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She wanna
Yeah,
get a photo
definitely.
shoot. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause you seen
I
the
love
photo
her.
shoot Cleveland did?
The photo shoot that Cleveland did?
No, the one I did with him.
Oh yeah, the one you did with him? Yeah, I did see that. It was
God,
beautiful.
that was so out of my box, though. My sons, them about, oh, they got crucified me.
But it was amazing. It was amazing. Where'd you do it at, in Raleigh?
Here in Pinehurst, at the Arboretum in Pinehurst. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you know how the people were looking, right?
Gave him something to look at, right?
Because you know we're in their part of town. But no, it was right here in Pinehurst, though. But yeah, we
Well,
put it together and definitely do too. But
well, like you should see me when I come back, especially like the one time I came back and the Tyler Perry star had called me and
uh-huh.
like and personally asked me to make something for her. I went home and I was, you know, I had a couple, but I was, you know, walking downtown in the middle of town. I went to pick up our breakfast, right? And breakfast was like $200. And I had all these bags, and it was like, "Oh my God, your clothing is so fabulous. Who are you?" I said, "Oh, me. I am Edward Eliesya. I'm a Tyler Perry designer. You haven't heard of me? You haven't seen me on TV?" Oh, no, for real, like I was actually in a TV show at that time, so I was really feeling myself. So I
Right.
definitely gives it to her when I come home.
And and that's sometimes when you can because I met one of Tyler Perry's stars. The one that sings here, you played Tony in one of the movies, the Christmas movie. You know the Medea Christmas movie? I met him when I was a back for Chenier. So he was at like an award show, and I got to meet him. So it's good when you can meet people that you see on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So hey.
Yeah, they were in that show with me, and like I said, I would make my own custom clothing when I went, and they would be like, "You made that?" They was like, "Oh, you better make me some too," and I was just like, I'm blown away because like you have been like Coming to America, Underground, like big movies, like and like both of them was like regulars on like Greenleaf and like. All them Tyler Perry shows, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
But you destined for greatness. You
I
are.
hope so.
Well,
Just gotta keep going. Just gotta keep working hard.
You keep working because, like I said, when people don't realize when we've been through pain, and like with your incarceration, and you still come out with a positive attitude, and you still saw something that was in you. You know you have a purpose. You know you have a purpose, and he didn't allow you to go through all of that without a purpose. Because your story is
true.
your blessing, and your clothes is a testimony from where you came from. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. And I'm gonna keep rocking. Just like this is one of his designs. Yes. So yes, I am so excited. I love you. I see you do. I love you. I just love who you are.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Like this has been great. It's been actually very great. I'm so excited.
Whatever you post, I got you. I love you for real. You the real deal. You the real deal. And we do a lot of fashion shows.
Thank you
You
so much.
always look the real deal.
Yes, Lord, we do.
Because
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I had a bad experience, but because of my professionalism, you just rise above it and you move on. But you just make sure whenever you have your design in mind, I wonder how she's gonna look in this, and I'm aware.
You got it. You got it, baby.
I love you, and like I said, just keep moving.
All right, I definitely will. And look, definitely hit me up Saturday so we can get you and your daughter something beautiful.
I will do that because I have to get my outfit together.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. You have a blessed evening. See you soon, okay? Bye. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry, I don't know where the feed is at tonight, but just thank you guys for tuning in with another episode of Hot Topics with Donna. Tomorrow I will be coming back with another wonderful guest, and on Wednesday. So here on Hot Topics, we interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their lives and in their communities. Edward's story was so amazing, guys. Just know that whatever God has purposed in your life, it doesn't matter what you've gone through. Just know that if you survived it, he will get you through. Just like with Edward, he's survived being incarcerated. And look at the amazing things that God has allowed him to do, the doors that have been opened. And only because you have a setback, it doesn't mean that you can't come back or recoup from it. It just means that, you know what, I just had a little pause. But now that I'm here, I can move forward. I can move forward. And just like with me, we all have our shortcomings. We all do. But that's the beauty of it. God knows these shortcomings. And that's why we shouldn't worry about what people say or when people see us. As long as you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not mistreating anybody, or you're not being arrogant, because you know what? We can be confident, but we don't need to be arrogant with it. We need to just know who we are, and especially know who we are in Christ. And when we know those things, then he can start elevating us. He can start elevating us, because a lot of times we allow what people say hinder us from doing what we should be doing and what God has purposed us to do. And that's the word that I chose today, was purpose. And the question that I challenge for you today is, what is your purpose? Edward, thank you too. But what is your purpose? Not what someone say your purpose should be. What is it about you? What is your purpose? Because like I tell you guys, I would have never thought that I would be in front of this platform, this camera, because I like being behind the scene. But sometimes we get comfortable when we're behind the scene, when God is saying, I need you out front. And if we don't do what he wants us to do, he'll just give us a little push, and then he'll be like, okay, are you ready? And then he'll give you another push, and then he'll be like, bam, here you are. So now that I had to push you on out of your comfort zone, this is what I need you to do. And sometimes, guys, when your purpose is bigger than what you can see, it's scary. It's scary. Because even when I do Hot Topics, I see where he's taking me, and I see where it's growing and how it's growing. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. And I stay humble, because if my guests and I have great dialogue and can change one person's life and their touch, that's the beauty of it. It's not about being popular or famous, because if that's where God wants it to go, then he gets the increase. He can do whatever he wants to do with this platform. But I am just his vessel, doing what he has called me to do. And when I have my guests on here, I do not take it lightly. So again, know who you are and know what your purpose is. And if you don't know, hey, just go to him like you go to your homegirl or your homeboy and say, hey, I don't know, Lord. I feel like this is my purpose, but I don't know. Because sometimes we may be doing something and it's not what he wants us to do. But because we want it so bad, we'll do it anyway. And then when it does not work, then you're like, well, why? And then he'll come and say, I didn't tell you to do that. But since you wanted to do it, I just allow it to go ahead and happen. And so whenever we start in something or doing something, thank you, Linda, whenever we start doing things, we always need to say, Lord, is this what you want me to do? Is this what you really want me to do? And sometimes for me, I'd be like, hey, Lord, I need a sure enough sign, because I want to always be in the will of doing what he wants me to do. Not because people be like, oh, you got this. It don't matter what they say. The end result is, did God say you got this? That's the end result. But when you lay everything that you're doing, your purpose, your goals, your dreams, your vision, when you lay it before him and open it up like a book and say, these are my heart's desires. These are things that I want. And when you allow him to start saying, nope, I didn't call you to do that. Yep, you can do that. Nope, I didn't call you to do this. I called you to do A, B, and C. Are you going to obey? Or are you going to say, well, I'm going to do it anyway? Because sometimes we get that way. Sometimes we get that way. But when we get that way, then he'll say, all right, go ahead and do it. But you'll come back, because he'll only allow it to go as far as he wanted to. So for me, it's best if I obey from the beginning, and then he can continue to work with me. He can continue to grow me and guide me and show me, nope, don't go there. Don't do this. Because a lot of times, you know, as Edward mentioned, sometimes we have our hands in too many pots that we don't complete things. And when you have your hand, you know, We have 10 fingers. And if I have 10 things, what am I benefiting? What's really getting done? What's really getting accomplished? Is it that you want to have your hands in all these things because you think it looks good because of an image? Because sometimes we can have our hands in too many things and we're not accomplishing anything. All we're doing is adding another venture, another project. Oh yeah, I want to jump over here because so and so is doing this. But when will you be still and hear from God and let him say, okay, Donna, I need you to be over here. And I need you to sit here until I groom you for this next thing. Because see, people, when God grooms you, he grooms you. He doesn't leave a hair out of place. Your clothes are put together. Your mind is put together. But see, when God do that, you're coming out. You're coming out like a masterpiece, like he designed us. But when we start putting our hands in everything, we come out looking crazy. We come out looking a disarray. Our hair is out of place. Shirt not tucked in, lip, face not fixed. Because we're so all over the place and we have no stability in our mind because we're trying to fit in. And the saddest thing for me to see is when we as adults try to fit in to someone else's box because we think they have arrived or we think that they can get us to the next level. They can't get you to a next level if God doesn't say yes. If God doesn't approve what you're doing, it doesn't matter who it is. He is the only one that can elevate you to where you need to go. And when he elevates you, can't nobody stop it. But if God doesn't do it, you can do it, but it won't last. You may think you're on the road and you may think it's lasting, but in the end, it won't. Because if it's not built on his foundation, if it's not built where he is saying for you to do A, B, and C, you can do all the work you want to, but it doesn't mean that it's going to grow. You can do all this and just still stay here. You can be stuck here 2, 3, 4 years. Just be stuck. But why wouldn't we go to our Father and say, this is what I desire. But I only desire it if this is what you have for me or you desire for me. Just like we should ask him, what should I do, Lord? Should I go apply for this house? Should I apply for this car? What do you want me to have? Because when we ask him, what do he want us to have? Because we are his children, he's going to give us the best every time. And we don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. So know your purpose. Know your purpose. And sometimes we miss the mark. We do, because we're human. But then sometimes we have to go back and say, okay, I missed it, Lord. I missed it. And I can tell you guys, when I miss the mark, I can be like, Lord, I jacked up today. Please forgive me. Because I don't have to go to him, well, so-and-so. No, I go to him like I go to my girlfriends. Look, I messed up. I messed up. My attitude wasn't right today. I felt kind of snappy to people that I didn't have a reason. Because when you can go to the Father and be correct, then he can correct us and teach us how to change our attitude, teach us how to love, teach us how to talk to people, teach us how to treat people, teach us how not to engage in gossip and hearsay and all this. He would teach us these things. So when you find yourself out of line, ask him, Lord, what am I doing? Check me. Put me back in place. Put me back in place. But see, we don't want him to put us back in place, because if God put us back in our rightful place, it's going to sting. It's going to sting. It's going to be like that punishment you used to get when you were a kid, and like for me, I used to want to get the spanking because being on punishment and couldn't come out of the house, that was like torture to me. So for me, I wanted the spanking. But see, we don't want God to put us back in place, because that means we got to obey. That means we have to be obedient. That means we just might have to go back to people that we wronged, that we talked about, that we lied on, that we allowed somebody else to determine how you're going to like Donna because of what somebody else said. See, he'll make you go back and correct these things. So sometimes, or should I say all the time, we should always be willing and have an open heart and say, Lord, search my heart, because we can fool people all we want. But when you want to do a true searching of who you are, ask the Lord to show you your heart. And when he do that, then sometimes it stings. And he'll be like, You know that sister you looked at and you rolled your eyes at yesterday because she was just talking? I need you to go make that right. You know how you sat around and your coworkers, was talking about someone, and you just sat there and you didn't say anything, but because you didn't say anything, you co-signed it on what they were talking about. So that's why every day that he'll allow us to get up, we should do a self-examination and say, search me, O Lord, search my heart, because I want to be pleasing. And like I said, guys, we don't always get it right. And we're not going to get it right until he comes. And then we're going to be up out of here. But while we're here, we should do our best to love, respect each other, lift each other up, because you don't know what people are going through. We're living in a time where we just don't know. We just don't know. We don't know from today or tomorrow or the next second. But what I do know is that we serve a God that loves us unconditionally. So why wouldn't we go to him and say, Lord, I'm jacked up. I still got some stuff that I need you to work on. Help me. Help me, Lord. Help me. But when we can be real with him, then he can be real with us. Because at the end of the day, I can't worry about if so-and-so don't like me. I can't worry about, what A people doing, C people doing. I need to worry about what Donna is doing, because if I want to be effective in life, in this life, then I have to stay connected to him. And sometimes if it means separating yourself, then you have to do that. Doesn't mean that you're better. It just means that I need to separate myself, because there are things that I want God to do, and I can't do them with a whole bunch of chaos. And it doesn't matter if you're in leadership, a pastor, a minister. It does not matter, because you know what? We are human. We are human. And sometimes we miss the mark. So it doesn't matter if you have a title. It doesn't matter if you have a title. All that matter is your walk, is your life, is the way you're treating people lined up with who you say you are. And when I see people that may not be doing things, I just be like, well, Lord, you know. But help me not to get in judgment. Because sometimes we can. Sometimes we can. So that's why sometimes I isolate myself, and especially at work, because I don't want to get caught up in the he say, she say, well, did you see this and did you see that? Because at the end of the day, I got to give an account for that. I do, because I've entertained that foolishness. And so if you're in your job and you look different, look different. If you're in your job, you look different, and people are like, what's wrong with her? Why she ain't talking to people? Why, she walking around here? Hey, I come here to do a job. I speak. And if God have me to minister to someone, I would do that too. But I come here to do my job, wherever you may be, not to get caught up in something that you shouldn't be entangled with. And sometimes when you put yourself out there because you want people to know you, to see you, to hear you, sometimes we draw these types of people to us because of the air that we may put off. So if I putting off an air that, hey, she just come to work, she speak, if you say, how are you, whatever, then people are not going to bring me their foolishness because they know she's not going to entertain that. So people know, people watch us, people study us. So they know who will fall for what and when to bring it and when to carry it. But when you keep yourself aligned with the Holy Spirit and allow your discernment to be on point at all times. I don't care if you work in a corporate office or a fast food place or wherever you work. And if you say you're a Christian and living a Christian life and you say you are born again, then you're going to have to know how to allow God to separate you. When he's saying move, you move. When he said keep your mouth closed, you keep your mouth closed. Because sometimes my mouth sometimes get me in trouble. But you know what? I am learning day by day to allow him to make this tongue of mine be quiet when I just want to say what I want to say. And I'm thankful for that, because you know what? Then I don't get in trouble with him. Because then I can say, thank you, Lord. And then I can grow to the next level. Because this mouth of ours is deadly. It's deadly than somebody pointing a gun at you. Because our mouth can do more damage and kill people more than guns. And we have no clue when we do that to people. And sometimes the best thing to do is, if you got to walk around with your hand over your mouth so you won't be out of line with him, do it. If you got to cough, cough, whatever you got to do. But just don't allow yourself to get entangled with things that you shouldn't be entangled with. Because if you're seeking growth, if you want growth from God, then that means there's certain things you're not going to allow to come to you and to come into your ear gate. So our purpose, our main purpose is to live the best life we can, the best Christian life we can, and to be the best people that's representing our Father. Because I look at representing him just like you, if you have kids and you tell your kids, you represent me. You don't want your kids to go out and make you look crazy. You don't want your kids to go out here and be like just doing wow stuff. And that's the same way we should be with our Father. We shouldn't be out here just wilding out, because we represent him. So the same way, if you have kids or family member for that matter, the same way that you want them to respect you, that should be the same way that we live our life with our Father. I should want to respect him to the utmost. When I walk out, I want him to say, that's my girl. She could have blew it today. She could have cut somebody out today. But because I'm her Father and I am training her with her mouth so she won't be in error, that's when you know you got it. Yours might not be your mouth. It just might be your nasty attitude, thinking someone owes you something. But how are you representing your Father with your nasty attitude? So whatever it is that we have to check or we have to do, let's do it today. Let's do it today. All you got to do is say, Lord, here I am. Here I am. Search me. And when you tell him to search you, he knows if you're sincere or not. He knows. So when you ask him to search you, say, search me. Even the crevices in my soul that I hide so deeply with the hatred and unforgiveness or whatever the stuff that you just want to hold on to, because you know what, we tend to hold on to things that we don't want him to get rid of, because that just give us a excuse to have a nasty attitude. Because you know what, I came from this family. Yes, you did come from this family, but he put you in this family to maybe, just maybe, to save some of your family members. But if they see you wailing out, how in the world can you tell them to come to Christ and you're wailing out? You got a nasty attitude, but you go in church and say, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. But then this is what your family see. So every day that we get up with purpose is because he has designed and orchestrated for you to see one more day of purpose, one more day. And when we get up in the morning, we should say, thank you, Lord, for another day of grace and mercy. And thank you because there still must be purpose in my life, because you are allowing me to wake up every day. You allow me to wake up today. So if he allows you to wake up tomorrow, that means you still have purpose. But it's up to you to say, what is my purpose? If you don't know, don't go around wandering in the wilderness, lost, and don't even know your purpose. Because he's a loving father. He listens. He understands. He knows sometimes we get confused and we don't even know. But one thing about him, he will lay it out so plain that you will understand. You will understand your purpose. You will understand just who you are. And sometimes we don't even know who we are because we have allowed other people to dictate to us who we are. And I've been one of those that lived my life according to what people said, who I was, how I was supposed to be. But I'm telling you, when you know who you are in God, it doesn't matter. And you don't allow people to dictate to you anymore. Because then you start looking crazy to them. But it's okay. It just means that, hey, you woke up and you realize that they don't carry your purpose in their hands. But when you wake up every day, you have purpose. You have a new grace and mercy. So, hey, that's all you have to do. Ask, what is my purpose, Lord? And your purpose may not be this big grand thing, but whatever your purpose is, it's because that's what he needs you to do. That's what he needs you to do. And if your purpose in your eyes that may be this little, but to him it's this big. Because if you're doing the purpose and the will, my God, what can he do with you? So until tomorrow, I will be back if God's will. But before you go to sleep tonight, ask him, what is your purpose? Say, Lord, what is my purpose? What is it that you have me to do? What have you equipped me to do? He'll tell you. But the thing about it is, you have to be quiet to listen. And then when he tells you, then you just walk in it. You just walk in it. And once you walk in it, it's going to be an amazing thing. It's going to be amazing. So just remember, your purpose is not what somebody else said it is. It's what your father said your purpose is. So this has been another amazing episode of Hot Topics with Donna. If you missed the early part of the interview with Edward. Go listen to his interview and you will see why purpose was for him. Because when you can be incarcerated and still come out with degrees while you're incarcerated, then you tell me, who wouldn't serve a God like that? Who wouldn't? And so here on Hot Topics, like I always say, we interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their lives and their community. And if you have a story that you want to share, just inbox me and we can do it. We can do it. And I just thank all of my guests, my previous guests, all my guests that I have lined up for the rest of November. So you can catch that on my page. You guys be so kind to share my flyers on your page. I will be forever grateful. And then come December, I will be doing the first 2 weeks of December. And then after that, I will take a 2-week break and enjoy my Christmas break with my family. And then when Hot Topics with Donna come back, we're going to have a whole different platform. We're going to do something new. We're going to be doing some different things. So I'm excited about that. But like I said, November, you already see the lineup. So just tune in. And then the first 2 weeks of December, I will be doing Hot Topics with Donna. And then after that, we will be revamping my whole platform. So I'm excited about that. I have a great team. My son is helping me do a lot of things behind the scene. And I'm just so grateful how I have a team of people that's pouring and just seeing the best in me and making sure I'm doing my purpose and making sure I do it how God wants me to do it. So with that, I'm thankful. So I will see you guys on tomorrow. And then I will see you on Wednesday. So I have 3 interviews Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. And like I said, you can go and see who my guest is going to be. And like I said, please share it on your page. And until then, I will see you tomorrow. Good night. And remember, you do have a purpose in life. Goodbye.